We're at the home of Renee Azerbegi and Andy Walker, and Andy's going to give us a tour of their home on Easley Way, which is on the southeast facing slope of North Table Mountain. So Andy, tell us about your home, which we are looking at.
Let's start out up here, Jim. You can see the 9 solar panels.
Yep.
Each one of those is 300 watts, and they're all 9 wired in series. So it adds up to about 2.7 kW. Wiring them all in series like that produces a voltage of about 450 volts. We'll see what it is when we go down there.
Then just out of sight over the PV are what are those?
That's the solar water heater. We can see that better from the other side.
Okay, fine. Okay, well, let's go in and look at your house. Okay, we're next to the house now. You want to show us your inverter?
So those 9 PV modules are all wired in series. So there's one set of conductors coming down into this DC disconnect, inverter, AC disconnect, and back into line 1 and line 2 of the building panel.
Yeah.
If the house is producing more than it's using, like it would typically during a daytime, the power would go back to the utility through the net meter, and then at night we'd use that much back. Today it's produced 10.1 kWh. Right now it's producing about 1.4 kW of power. And the array voltage is 319.
Okay. Out of a potential of what?
Could be as high as 450.
Yeah. Okay, great. Now where do we go from here?
Let's go up into the front door.
Okay, good. Let's go up there. Okay, now we're in the airlock on the north-facing side of the house. So explain the purpose of this enclosed room here.
We added this entry vestibule so you could keep this door closed while you were going into the house and keep the wind from blowing directly into the house. I think it helps a lot.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel more comfortable in the winter now?
Yeah, it keeps the cold air from blowing straight in.
Okay. Where are we going now?
We'll go out on the back porch.
Okay.
There's direct gain into all the south-facing rooms of the house. Lets the sunlight come directly in the wintertime. And these clear story windows let the sunlight come over to the north side of the house.
Okay. Now we're going out onto the deck to look at the PV and solar thermal, right? So we're standing on the deck now, and I can look up here and see these.
There's 30 evacuated tubes. Each one's about 1.1 square feet, so about 33 square feet. The cold fluid comes in the right-hand side, goes through a manifold at the top, picks up the heat off each tube, and then exits the left-hand side. And on the left-hand side, you can see a temperature sensor there, which measures the temperature of the water coming out, controls the status of the pump. You can see the end of the solar panels. This is the narrow end of each one. They're about 5 feet long in the other direction. They're the big 300-watt modules, which were the biggest ones that were made when we bought them.
Who's the manufacturer?
Schott.
Schott.
S-C-H-O-T-T.
German company? Or?
Yeah, German glass company initially, now in PV, but I think they might have got bought out by somebody since we bought these in 2007.
And who makes these, what are they called, tubular?
Yeah, the evacuated tubes are from Thermal in England. Faribault, Missouri had them set up on a trade floor here at a solar conference in Denver, and he didn't want to ship them back to Maryland, so so I got them at a discount, and he helped me install them.
Yeah. Do you know of any others in the area? I've never seen
evacuated tubes. Inrail, I think, does have some, but probably just for these little tests that they have on the thermal test facility over there.
So, do they perform well?
They work great.
Better than traditional solar thermal?
The same as traditional, like flat plates. I can't say they're any better or any worse. They behave a little bit differently.
Well,
their peak heat output is a little bit less, but they provide heat for more hours of the year.
Yeah. Well, makes me wonder, since they are glass. I guess they're glass, or they're acrylic. Are they prone?
Glass.
They're glass. They're not damaged by hail here.
Well, they've been surviving since about 2005 up there, and I think they are rated for some size hail. But
yeah, you haven't lost any yet.
Haven't lost any yet.
Okay. So any other solar features or sustainability features of the house you'd like to point out? Okay, we're in the basement now, and you've got two sunrooms here that function as passive solar heaters for you in the winter, I understand.
Yes, this one was built in 1983 as part of the original house, and it has a really clever way of storing heat. It has 4 feet of round rock underneath the floor there. The sun shines in and heats up the floor, then the air is drawn in through those gaps between the boards by the action of a fan. That draws the solar heat down into the rock, and then at night when the solar powered fan turns off, that heat just rises back up by buoyancy.
And so you'd open the doors to let the heat into the house.
Yes.
Okay, now you've got a second newer room over here. Explain how this one works.
And this one we finished in 2008. It's got 3 phase change panels, so there's windows on the other side of those black panels. The sun shines through those windows and heats up the black panels and changes their phase. They're a eutectic salt which stores heat through a change of phase rather than a change in temperature. And then they release the heat into the room off this backside over the course of 24 hours. And we also have direct gain coming into the concrete floor, which is a high fly ash content 6-inch concrete slab.
Okay. And again, you'd be opening the sliding glass door when it gets colder after dark to let in that heat that was generated by the sun during the day.
Yeah, we open up these doors at night and you can feel the heat just pour in.
Yeah, great. Okay, thank you for showing us your house.
You're welcome.
Oh, and we also need to mention that the house is cooled by a swamp cooler, an evaporative cooler.
Yep.
Right. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.